Hello, Unified Track coaches and ADs. Dan Masters here with the NSAA. I'm going to try to provide an update every couple of weeks throughout the Unified Track season, Unified Track and Field season. As we progress throughout the season, try to educate a lot of new head coaches and then just present information based off maybe what we're seeing throughout the season at track meets. So in today's edition, a lot of the foundational pieces I've included in this one. Number one, I've linked up the manual. If you have not taken the time to read through the Unified Sports Track and Field Manual, please do so before the season begins. Look it over. There's a few new things highlighted in yellow if you're a returning coach. And if you're a brand new head coach, you need to read that thing front to back. There's a lot of nuances in Unified Track and Field, and I want to just make sure you're ahead of the game with it. The second thing I linked up here is the schedule for the state championships, which will be held on Thursday, May 18th at Omaha Burke High School in conjunction with the existing track and field state championships. So make sure you take a look at that. I've also linked up the state qualifier entry form. You can obtain the link in this document. It's also posted on our website and the Unified Sports Track and Field page. All qualifying entries are due by May the 11th. As those come in, I know a lot of you turn them in mid to late April on. I will try to update the Google Docs so you can see it in real time where your kids stand. Reminder, we take the top 8 in each event to the state championships. I do want to talk briefly about dual participation because this is one of those nuances, and this is outlined in the manual. Here's your reminder. The dual participation rule, which by the way exists in all of our NSAA activities, and what that means is if I'm a high school baseball player, I cannot also do high school track and field at the same time because they're in the same season. However, we do have the exception for our non-contact unified sports, including track and field. So here's what it says. The dual participation rule does not permit students to be participating in both unified sports track and field and existing track and field divisions during the same meet. So let's use Omaha Burke as the example. If I'm a student athlete at Omaha Burke High School and I'm out for unified track and existing track and field, I cannot be in both divisions during the same meet on the same day. I could cross over and do both if the meets were on different days, but also take into consideration your meet contest limitations. So keep this in mind as you enter or place entries for your participants into meets throughout the season. So again, the example shown here is a partner will not be able to participate in both divisions at the same meet. You'd have to pick unified or traditional. Another reminder I have on here is the qualifying times, jumps, and marks for your athlete and partner must be from the same meet, from the same day, and from the Unified Sports Track and Field division as a unified team. Here's an example. If I run, I cannot use a unified time in the 100-meter dash from May 5th for my partner and May 2nd for my athlete. They got to be in conjunction on the same meet, same day. Then the last piece to today's update is this. If you have a participant that is in need of an accommodation, maybe you've got a participant that is in a wheelchair, and this student athlete wants to participate in unified track and field and they want to throw the shot put. We need to go through that accommodations process. I have the request for accommodation linked in this document. You fill it out with your administrator, get a hold of me. We have a 10 to 15 minute phone hearing, and then we continue the process. But again, any accommodation that's needed, again, I use the wheelchair example. Maybe you have a student athlete that is blind and they are going to need a guide runner for the season for the unified division. Make sure you reach out to me after you've done this request for accommodation, or reach out to me if you've got questions throughout. But know that the process has to unfold for it to be approved. With that, if you've got any questions throughout the year, call me at the office, get a hold of me on email, and we're glad to help. We'll see you soon.